Welcome to Three Questions, sponsored by the 18th Legislative District Democrats. I'm your host, Wil Fuentes. My guest today is Deken Letinich, who is running for State Rep 18th Legislative District Position 2. Deken, welcome to Three Questions. How the heck are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Will.
Absolutely. I'm happy to have you. I'm excited to ask you three questions.
Perfect.
Awesome. Why don't we start with the first one? Here's an easy one.
All right,
cool. Question number one. So, what office are you running for?
I'm running for state rep in the 18th Legislative District, Position 2, to replace John Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I love it. Now, we might be able to get a bridge, if you replace.
Fingers crossed, right?
Exactly. Tell us something that voters don't know about you.
Okay. Let's see. I have lived in Clark County my entire life, born and raised. I'm a fourth-generation laborer at a local 335 here in Vancouver.
Okay.
And, a huge Seahawks fan. I don't know, happy we won the Super Bowl this year. I'll toot that horn if I can.
Yeah, congratulations to the Seahawks.
Yeah,
that was amazing. A lot of excitement, a lot of happy hearts here in Clark County.
I mean, mine included. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, great. Okay, so you said you've lived here, you grew up here most of your life. You're fourth generation labor. Dad was labor, grandpa was labor, great grandpa was labor. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about some of the work that you do here locally.
Yeah, it's been really kind of where my introduction to politics came from. I got active pretty early on, volunteering for other people's campaigns. Rep Stonier, Senator Cleveland.
Okay.
Way back, Carolyn Long and even Marie Glusenkamp-Perez, door knocking and just trying to get involved.
Okay.
It mattered to my members. It was a part of my work. And so as I got more involved, I just saw a need for people that, truly come from working class families to have their voice heard in Olympia. Families that are dependent on paychecks every week, that know that if you don't get up and go pour that concrete, go work in that ditch, you might not get paid for the day, or, you might not be able to afford the things that you need in life. So protections for working families is really at the core of why I'm running.
That's great. And we need people like you, to be able to represent us in Olympia. That's essential.
I agree.
Right? No, so great. Thank you. Thank you for running.
Yeah.
Question number two. Why are you running for this specific office, Deken?
Yeah.
Why now?
Truthfully, the number one thing for me was I wanted to make sure that somebody was fighting to make sure that we replaced the I-5 bridge. Recent news has come out that makes me feel a lot better that we're going to get to that point, but it continues to be a priority.
Absolutely.
But in that same vein, just transportation funding for Southwest Washington in general, I think a lot of people don't realize how much we're all reliant on that.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't leave your home, if somebody is bringing you goods through Amazon or UPS, they're using our roads, they're using our sidewalks, we're using our infrastructure, and we're all so reliant on that. I want to make sure that somebody's fighting for every dollar Southwest Washington can get.
Absolutely.
Because I know how important it is, even if it's just in support of that I-5 bridge project. And then secondly, I just know what a big deal childcare is for families in this area and across the state. Southwest Washington has a child care desert, they call it, a deficit of available services.
Right.
And that statewide also continues to be true. So just being part of a working family that had to deal with that growing up, how do I get to work and worry about where my kids are and whether or not my giant elbow knocks over a water. You just want to make sure that we're taking care of as many people we can in the communities we live in. So.
Yeah, good save, by the way.
Yeah,
awesome save. But let me ask you this. I want to go back to the bridge replacement, because about 20, 30 years, we could have had a brand new bridge, right? And it would have cost us, $4 or $5 billion?
Yeah,
and
at least.
It's up to now, 15 billion? Possibly 15 billion?
Be careful with those big numbers, because a lot of those include a lot of risk projections and worst case scenarios, right? We're all going to start with the bridge in the water, and I'm looking forward to moving forward with that. We're going to see prices come in at what they are, but like our mayor likes to say, the cheapest day to build a bridge is yesterday.
Absolutely.
Right? It's only going to get more expensive the longer we wait, so I want to make sure we're taking every opportunity we have to fund and start that bridge. And then if that means then giving us the ability to look at a third bridge or a third route in general, a tunnel, whatever it may be, let's take a look. But let's commit to replacing I-5 first, and then once we've locked that up, then let's take the 30-year step into looking at that next big project. For the
Absolutely.
area.
Yeah, no, thank you for clarifying. You're absolutely right that there's a lot of risk that's included in the current projection of what the bridge will cost, right?
Right.
Nonetheless, we could have had a cheaper bridge a couple decades ago. That's not the case. Let's move forward.
Right.
Thank you for supporting it, because you're absolutely right. It impacts everyday life for Washingtonians, for those in Southwest Washington. So,
Yeah, I
awesome.
know we hear a lot about it, but it really is that important.
Right,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Deacon, so here's the third question I have for you. But we have been talking a lot about infrastructure, particularly the interstate bridge replacement, right? So thank you for giving us a little background on that as one of your priorities. Now, you mentioned childcare as a second priority. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, just as a young parent with 2 kids of my own, knowing what it was like to have to try and get to work and find somewhere for those kids to be, and oftentimes in construction or non-typical office employment, those hours are different, those locations are different.
Right.
And so, number one, ideally we can expand access to services, expanded hours, more locations. Those are something I want to prioritize, be able to fund in Olympia. Another way people have suggested is expanding early education through our public schools.
Okay.
I mean, in a way it makes sense on the surface, right? We have all the facilities in place, we have teachers, we have caregivers, we have things set up to standards of housing children already.
Right.
So to increase that early age availability and maybe look at it more as early education and less as childcare is another option, but that fund, it's hard to fund those things, right? And
Absolutely.
that kind of rolls into my third priority, which is fully funding education.
Yeah. Say more about that.
Again, that's at the heart of why I'm running. Well, it's things that most of us need to do the most good. We're also relying on roads. I've really hammered that point about infrastructure, but so many of us are raising kids, and so much of this community is dependent on getting to work and having someplace safe for your children to be. You want to not worry about your families while you're out trying to earn a living. And then lastly, it's fully funding education. When we provide those services to the most of us, I think we have the greatest ability to do good.
Right.
And if we can expand those to be more inclusive in a way that helps people regardless of some of the other priorities in their life, just being able to take care of themselves and their families without worry, I think is a big stress we can relieve for a lot of people. And that's really at the heart of why I'm fighting to represent the people of the 18th in Olympia.
Yeah. Deacon, thank you for sharing your 3 priorities, and those are essential. If we want a thriving Southwest Washington, we need good infrastructure, right? We need education, a well-funded educational system across Southwest Washington and this entire state, and we also need childcare. Which is incredibly expensive. I'm not a parent, but
Right.
I mean, you tell me, how expensive is it?
You can only imagine. Thankfully, my kids are old enough now. I haven't had to deal with it in a while, but to talk to people in the area, it almost negates the wages earned.
Right.
To have to pay to go pay somebody to watch your kids so you can go earn those wages.
Right.
The offset almost isn't there. So to look at ways to subsidize, expand, or just look at how we can help people make finding childcare easier is a start. But
That's great. No, that's great. Great priorities. We look forward to learning a little bit more. Best of luck to you over the next couple of months as you get to the primaries. I'm sure you'll do fine.
I hope so.
And then we hope to have you back in the near future.
I mean, can there be 4 questions next time?
Maybe 5 or 6.
Ooh, let's not overdo it.
We'll talk to our producers.
Happy to come back. Yeah.
Deacon, as always, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks,
it. Thank you
Will.
for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
Folks, that is our show for today. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. We will see you next time.